everybody, welcome back to my channel. A Sip of Abundance with me, Ny'Chel Dior. So this video is a little bit different. I was going to do my collective for the elements, but there's some interesting energy going on right now, and I'm just feeling it in a multitude of places. So I just feel like as I am channeling and I am thinking and I am meditating, it's a lot going on. So I just think this is a general collective. If it resonates, it resonates. Please do not try to force it to resonate. If it doesn't apply, let it fly, like God's honest truth. Because I do think that this may miss some people because it just may not be your time. But those who it does resonate with, it'll make 1,000% sense to you. There's just been it's some strange energy going on. And then the other thing is, we're also coming up on a new moon, and you know, with the new moon we should be manifesting in, but with this past full moon that we had, we should have been focusing on releasing, and there's no set time to do either of the two. But I do think in this time period you need to reevaluate and really just dive deep into who and what you believe you are. What are your values? What are you taking away from this life? And we're not talking about physical values. I'm not talking about material values. I'm talking about you as a person. What do you value? So those things have been coming up for me. And so I just decided to come on and just do this really quick video. So I do apologize that this won't be an elemental, but I do think this is necessary. So here we go. Let's just see what's going on, because I am feeling, when I start feeling, because this empathetic energy is just, sometimes it's too much for me. So this is going to be one of those videos. It's raw, it's uncut. I don't even think I'm going to edit this. Whatever you get at this moment is what you get, because I do think it feels that sometimes we just need extra guidance, some extra assistance to see what's just going on. And this has nothing to do with like anybody else. This is all about you. The energy I'm feeling is about self. It's about the self. It's always going to be typically about the self, but the energy I'm feeling is how do we recalibrate to ourselves. And that just came up at the first of it. And then, you know, and while I'm getting these cards together, because I do want to try something, well, I'm not really trying, but I'm doing this reading a little bit different than I normally would. Just thinking about, you know, how you're operating and what frequency you're in, what state of mind are you in, and I mean your state of consciousness, because you get what you are, not what you want. And so if that's something that you're aware of, who do you say that you are? Remember, I said you get what you are, not what you want. Who are you? I'm not saying what the world says you are. Who are you? When you take off that 3D shell, this avatar of a body, and we get rid of the ego, at your core, who are you? And a lot of us don't know. And I think that's where I'm sitting at. That's this energy I'm sitting at, and coming to who I am 100%. I mean, I have a good idea, but I do struggle in areas, and that's just being very transparent, because I am at the same time human. But I do hope that this message will resonate for somebody, because this is a very interesting time. I'm just telling y'all. And I do really just want people to, it's like, you know, you gotta, change is constant. That's the only thing that's constant. And I know you don't have this thought process that you can't change, but you can. It's the willingness to want to. And I'm not even reading these cards yet. I'm just speaking from what's been going on in my mind. It's a lot. And you know, when you're in this spiritual journey, however you choose to you know, look at it, it's a lot of reflecting. It's a lot of emotion. It's a lot of it's a lot, you know. It can be complicated. It can be very lonely. It can be very sheltering, isolating, but you got to get through it, if that's, you know, something that's important to you, because now may not be the time. You'll know when it's time, because you won't have a choice. So let's just get started, because the very first thing that probably we all need is, you know, change how we're looking at things. How are we identifying with what's going on with us and to us. It's reflection. I just said that. We have to go within. We have to really dive deep into who and what we are, who and what we want, and then figure out the correlations from that way. But the other thing is, what are you afraid of? So it's like you stated that you wanted certain things in your life, right? See, these cards, it was a reason I came to do this, because what's coming up is what I've been feeling. This is about introspection. This is about thinking about basically shifting how you're thinking about your wants and your needs, right? But this is the interesting thing for me. You say you want to do all of this stuff, but you're not, so you just planted the seed, but you're not watering it, if that makes sense. So this is why the Seven of Pentacles is in reverse. You've planted those seeds, but you have yet to do anything to water that. Okay, I want to make a certain amount of money, but what are you doing to nurture that desire? And the thing is, inspired action will happen and you won't know that it's inspired until after the fact. If you have to think about it, then it's not inspired. But what I will say is, with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, you have to be not so quick to give up. And the thing is, nobody can tell you about how long something should take. And you honestly can't even tell yourself that, but you have to understand and recognize what state of mind that you're in that current moment. Remember, you get what you are, not what you want. And so as I'm channeling, I'm seeing that there's a lot of frustration. There's a lot of impatience. It's like that losing faith. And the thing is, I want these things. I see these things for myself. I can picture it. I can see it. But I don't believe that it's there, or it's taking too long. And I knew this was going to come up, because if we're being very transparent, I can be sometimes very impatient. And so I think for me at this moment, the biggest thing here is about impatience. It's about giving up quickly. It's thinking that, okay, I've been at it for this amount of time. You're giving yourself a timeline. You're giving yourself a deadline. But here's the thing. Remember, I said change is the only constant. But at the end of the day, when you look at everything as a whole, who are you, what you are, and all of these different aspects, at the basis of it all, it is you. You are with you, regardless of your relationships, your family, your friendships, work, school, whatever. You're always with you. So if you're not watering those seeds that you've planted, they'll never grow. And so when I mean by watering it, so remember I said in past videos about what self-love is. What are you talking to yourself about? Yourself in relation to the things that you may desire in life. You're not watering those seeds, because you can't sit here and say, well, I want to make $1 million every year. And I'm just giving generic, very basic, examples. But if you're saying, I want to make $1 million, and you turn around and every time you open the bill, you're griping about how much money you don't have, or you're always telling people, I ain't got that for you, I'm broke. You're always using that broke word. Or you just always feel like it's never enough. Well, guess what? Those two clash. You can't live in two states at once. And this goes into relationships too. This is your finances. This is your education. This is everything. And you can't be in two places at once. So this is the thing that is calling for you to choose. But you're having such a hard time choosing because you're believing in this 3D bullshit. Because the thing is, with the Page of Pentacles, I'm seeing that, you're so, for me in this moment, this is focused on what is here right now in this, everything that you can experience, what you can touch. This 3D reality. You're so attached to the outcomes, and you're so attached to thinking that, things are outside of you, when that's not the case. So at what point do you abandon to the bullshit and you be able to say, you know what? I still got this little cup. Man, look at this. And I know the card is backwards because the way I got the camera. But the way she has that cup in the back, she's not focused on the one that's in the back that's glowing. The one that's, it seems filled. She's focused on everything that's going wrong. And it's like you're refusing to look behind you to see that there is some hope left over, because you're sitting here worrying and wallowing in your own fucking misery. Why do we do that? So in this point in time, it's like normally this would be about grounding. This would be about setting intentions. But at this time, I think this is about you're paying way too much attention to what's going on this earthly plane. Because at the end of the day, despite what you've been told, you have to say no to what you think you know until you know what it is you know. And so when I'm saying no, I mean N-O and K-N-O-W, right? Say no, N-O, to what you already K-N-O-W. Say no to what you already know, meaning abandon all of those belief systems that you have because they are not right. They are not the truth. Who told you that those things about yourself in relation to the world were true? Say no to those things. Those are the things that you say that you know. Okay? If this is not making sense, let me give it to you like this. Let's just say, and this is a clear example, and people can resonate and can understand this 1,000%. You'll be in a situation with a person, guy, girl, doesn't matter. You're in this relationship, friendship, whatever, and something happens. And you'll be like, I knew it, right? You knew it, right? You knew it so well that thing ended up happening. So what I'm saying is, those things that you know that do not align with what you want, you have to say no to. Stop saying that you know about the things that don't go that go against what it is you want. And it may sound confusing, but listen to this a few times. Say no to what you know, because at this current moment you don't know all that you think you know. And this goes deeper than paying attention to what you see, think, feel, and hear, because it's all an illusion. This world that we live in, come on, you get it. We're in a simulation, this matrix of a world. Things happen because we know, right, wrong, or indifferent, good, bad, or whatever, because those are all very subjective. So abandon those thought processes and make a decision. You can't be in two places at once. This Two of Pentacles is in reverse. And what I will say is, you can't say you want a particular thing, but you know that all the fucked up shit is going to happen. Sit on that for a little bit. Just a little bit. Just sit on that and think about what it is I'm saying. So we get back to this Five of Cups, right? You feel me? We get to this Five of Cups and we're looking at like there's a lot of grieving going on, right? But the thing is, I'm feeling a lot of disappointment within yourself and others, but I do feel heavy as a collective. You're shifting blame. And I'm not saying people are not responsible for what they do or say or how they make you feel. But if we're going to go with the idea that this world is truly a mirror and people only reflect our current states, meaning whatever you are occupying, if you're occupying a state of feeling abandoned or neglected or lack of anything, people are going to reflect that to you. So there's some disappointment. But I'm not saying go harp on being upset with yourself. What I'm saying is acknowledge that these things exist, but again, say no to what you know. Say no to this shit because it's not helping you. And I think the reason that this is so prevalent to me is because in this current moment, these are the feelings that I've been feeling for myself, and it doesn't make sense as to why. And I'm sitting here and I'm trying to figure out, why does this keep coming up? What do I need to talk about? What do I need to say? What do I need to do in order for things to change on my end? You feel me? Here's the thing though. This is the refusal of change. Why don't you want to change? And let me help you understand. Stop saying, oh, that's just how I am. Or our favorite thing to do as a collective, that's the Aries in me, that's the Leo in me, that's the Virgo in me. Stop assigning collective meanings to who and what you are, because those things do not identify who you are. Those are not your identity. They are not. But as a mass collective, because we collectively believe these things about these signs, we've had so much energy put behind those things, it had to come true. So yes, it would seem like Aries are always impulsive and impatient, or Leos are very arrogant and self-centered. You know why? Because as a collective we believe it, and guess what? Beliefs and thoughts are real. This is literally how our world goes around. Everything starts with a thought. Don't believe me? Your phone that's in your hand had to come from somebody thinking of it. Every invention started with a thought. You know? So at the end of the day, stop looking at things as linear. Stop looking at things as one-dimensional, because they are not. You are not one-dimensional. You are not whatever your sign is. You are not somebody's mama, auntie, cousin, sister, daughter, son, whatever. You're not just that. You're so many things in one that make up who you are. But those things can easily be shed, because a lot of times we take other people's projections and ideations of who and what we are, and we own that shit. We own it. And then you got the select few that will somehow be able to get out of that, right? But there's other areas in their life that they may struggle in, because that concept of self is lacking somewhere. Self-concept is more than just self-love. It's who are you as an identity. And the thing is, everything can change. Remember, I said change is the only constant. You do not have to stay stuck in that, oh, that's just how I am. If you feel like your stubbornness and your aggression and your frustrations and your anger and this, that, and the third, or that term that we love to see all over Instagram is being fucking glorified, oh, I'm crazy. No, you're not. You're not crazy. And stop claiming it. For what? Oh, people who quote unquote love toxic relationships. No, you don't. That shit is that's the dumbest thing I'll ever even, I don't want to get into that. But trust me, this is the unwillingness to change. This is the tower in reverse. This is the unwillingness to change. This is denial, denial of the self. And then at its core, the fear of the unknown. Because you want to change, but you don't know, right? You don't know what's on that other side. Because unfortunately, you have been accustomed to feeling like this is the way it is. And it doesn't have to be that way. And I hate to get too sciencey, but we're shapeshifters. We can change in a matter of an instant. Nothing is solidified. The only thing that is true to all of this is change is constant. So you can change. If you can change, other people can change. Circumstances can and will change. There's been so many stories of people who are so headstrong, they end up in fucked up positions because they done screwed their lives up as kids, but they don't give up on themselves. And then they turn around and they're motivational speakers making 6, 7, 8 figures. So what changed? They did. That mindset had to change, And so with looking at, I'm going to go back to being grounded, but this is paying attention to this 3D reality and giving it too much power. This is basically feeling like this is set in stone, even though she looks like she's in the woods, I guess. This thing that she's standing on is looking like a little Mandela, and I'm getting stone. Like, I feel like this is stone. This is feeling like things are set in stone, but that's not the truth. You know why? Because that lack of discipline, that feeling like you're actually going in the wrong direction by feeling like you're absolutely going in the wrong direction by feeling like things are set in stone, or the feeling like you need to compare your life to other people's. Social media is not real. I don't give a fuck what you see on the internet. It's not real. Because guess what? When they turn them cameras off, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. We don't know. Those couples that look overly happy on Instagram, it's not to say that they're not, because I do believe that there are a lot of happy people in the world. But let's just say this. Don't idolize those people so much that you forget, or you sit there and try to compare your circumstances to them, because we do not know what's going on. I do think at this moment, you're energetically not focused, right? You're not focused, and you don't give yourself a chance. And I do think you're kind of just going with the flow. You refuse to make a decision, so you're just going with the flow. You're just letting anything happen. You're just letting life happen because you refuse to fucking change. Why? For what? Why do you refuse to change? You don't have to stay stuck. If you stay stuck, it's because you refuse to change. Shit, I messed that up. I will say, I think that, you know, collective moving forward into this next, you know, week, especially with this moon, be so very intentional. Be very intentional of the words that you speak over your life. Be very intentional about, so it comes back up, because here we go about setting intentions. We're setting intentions. This is getting shit done. Okay? I do think that, you know, there will be some offers coming in, but you're so afraid of doing something different. And the thing is, you know that that offer has the potential to change your life, but you refuse to get out of your own fucking way. Five of Swords. Refuse to get out of your own way. And then I do see you got people in your ear telling you that it's a waste of time or you shouldn't do it. Stop talking to fucking people. And I'm not saying cut people off, but what I'm saying is stop talking. Everybody don't know what has to know what you got going on. Stop talking about your relationships to your people, because everybody is not where you are, and that's okay. They don't have to understand it. They don't have to get it. As long as you can sit down and identify what it is you want and need out of life, and you have to, your conscious and your subconscious have to be on the same page in order for these things to manifest. So you can't sit here and say, oh, I want to be happily married, but you're sitting here thinking, oh, all men are this or all women are this. You can't have those opposing thoughts. Opposing thoughts will continue to give you the thing that you know. Remember, we know, if you know that men ain't shit, if you know that women ain't shit, but you want a happy marriage or a happy relationship, which one do you think is going to manifest? And I don't give a damn if you believe in manifestation or not, because at the end of the day, whether you pray, you manifest, however you choose to work with whoever you work with, it is all the same thing at the end of the day. But it's okay to have something to believe in, but do you believe in yourself? So again, say no to what you already know. I'm going to say it again. Say no to what you know. Because you have to change those things that you already know to learn something new. You can learn that people are genuinely honest. I don't give a fuck what you see in this 3D reality. But you have to go in. I mean, you have to truly go in with your belief system about everything. Break it up into categories. Life, boom. Relationships, boom. Family, boom. Money. Break it all down. And this is the way to test it. Next time you scroll in the internet and you see a happy couple, what feelings and thoughts come into your mind? That's where you stand. When you open your bills, and I'm not saying nobody's really happy to open bills and have to, you know, give away their money, but notice the thoughts that come up when you do certain things, or when you hear the name of a particular person. How do those things make you feel? Because we have general beliefs and we have specific beliefs. It gets very complicated, but it doesn't have to be, because you do need to start changing your general beliefs so that you can get the things out of life that you say you want. In order to get what you want, you have to change. I don't give a damn how hard this is, but the thing, like I said, the one thing that's going to remain the same is change is constant. And the other part of this is you're always with you. So I don't give a damn if you with Ricky, Bobby, Shay, Tasha, or Tanisha, whoever. At the end of the day, you're still going to be with you. Regardless if these people exist for you or not, you're still going to be with you. So what point do you get out of your own head and stop listening to other people? Stop talking to other people. Stop letting other people influence the decisions that you make in life. And here's the thing. And go back to prior videos, because I've said this before. If you've had several fucked up relationships, there's something in you that is causing those experiences. Change you. You have to change. It's not the people who are necessarily fucked up, but what you're doing is a fucked up version of you is manifesting in fucked up versions of them, and you keep ending up in similar fucking experiences because you haven't changed. If you have a mindset that is stuck on I'll never be happy, or guys don't want me, or girls don't want me, or whatever the case it is that you're thinking and feeling, nothing's going to change. And you'll sit here and say, oh, well, see, how in the world is it just my thoughts creating? Think about how many times you've thought of some shit, good, bad, or right, wrong, or indifferent, doesn't matter, and the thing has happened because you knew. It's the same shit. So if you can know all of this bad shit, unfavorable shit, you can know some good shit, some very favorable shit, and get very different outcomes. Example, I knew when I was 11 I was going to own a daycare. I just knew. I didn't question it. I had opportunities to do things and they slipped by me, but I never gave up. I just knew. So the same way I knew I was going to do that is the same way I need to live my life in terms of relationships. And okay, somebody may have hurt you, or several people may have hurt you. Why? Because you knew they would. And the thing is, you can't just say it a couple times, but you need to, the same way you know that the things that you have belong to you and you're not necessarily giddy and excited about, that feeling that you have is that knowing. That feeling has nothing to do with the emotions that are inside of you. It's not the frustration, the happiness, the gleefulness. It's not any of that. It's that knowing. So if you're feeling threatened, especially in a relationship, that has to manifest because you knew said person was going to fuck you over. And how many times have you said, I knew this was going to happen? I challenge you to shift the thinking. Remember, say no to what you know, because the shit we think we know has been doing nothing but screwing us over. Collective, pull it together. Stop just going with the flow and take some fucking control. This is loss of control. You don't have any control right now because you're so attached to the 3D and you refuse to allow yourself to think that anything better can happen, but nothing better is going to happen until you internally change. This shit starts with the inside out. You have to change your thoughts. You have to change your beliefs. You have to change the things that you're thinking. Monitor those thoughts. And it's very tiring. It is fucking draining. I am not going to sit here and lie to you. I sat here and contemplated getting out of the bed today for this very reason, because this shit is tiring. But I would be doing myself a disservice to sit around and mope and do everything I say. I'm telling you to do this, but I'm not doing it. That doesn't make no sense. That doesn't make an ounce of sense. So, I'm trying to get another deck here. I think that, I will say, at this current moment, y'all, pull it together. If you want anything to be different in your life, you got to change up how you're operating. You got to change up what you're thinking, what you're feeling. Remember, the feeling is the knowing. It's that knowing. What do you know? What do you know? I don't give a flying fuck what you see, think, hear, taste, touch, feel. When I say feel, I mean actually touch. What do you know? If you know it's not what you want, change it and start learning something else until it's ingrained in you, till you know that great things happen to you, until you know that you're very good in relationships, friendships. And it's not to say that the world is going to like you, because guess what? Those people who are supposed to be in your circle will gravitate to you, but those who are supposed to do or have intentions of doing wrong or bad, they will leave you alone. We're all energetic beings. You know how some people who just have this thing where they say nothing good ever happens to me, and when they say that dumb shit, guess what? Life literally keeps showing them that. So if you can sit there and say life never happens to me 1 billion times, and that's what you know, start to know that good things can and will happen for you every day. My life is getting better and better. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. Great things happen to me. Abundance is my fucking birthright. I don't give a damn how you say it, but you need to start speaking greatness over your life by all means necessary, and sit with yourself. Take some time out to really evaluate your thoughts and your feelings, because we do have the wrong idea of how we're supposed to operate, and it do take time. But again, you're with you, so why not start now? And guess what? If it's not your time, you're going to eventually come into it. And if not, you'll reincarnate and continue to go through the same karmic cycles. Me personally want to put a stop to this shit for myself. These karmic cycles keep happening because we're not doing anything to change it. These karmic cycles keep happening because nobody learned the lesson, and so we continue to reincarnate and keep having these similar fucking situations and experiences, and we're tired of it. You can look at your parents and say, oh, this my mama that had so many failed relationships, my daddy been married this many times, or whoop-de-whoop, whoop-de-whoop. Why are we carrying other people's traumas and their burdens? Their experiences ain't got to be yours. Because I personally want a loving and fulfilling relationship, but I can't get that until I fucking change. And so I'm doing the inner work, and I'm telling you, collective, do the fucking work. It's more than sitting around saying a billion affirmations, right? Because sometimes you have to just sit and be aware of your thoughts, and then ask yourself throughout the day, do daily check-ins. What am I thinking and feeling right now? What in me is causing this experience? Right? And so nothing is going to change until you do. Like, that's the overall message, you feel me? And I'm like so low energy today because I'm really, this Ace of Pentacles popped out twice, okay? In reverse. So what we doing? What we doing? I do think that, you know, with some guidance, with some patience, with some grace to self, with some the creation of strong foundations to support yourself, right? Stop feeling like you missed an opportunity. Now is your opportunity to do something different. So sit with yourself. Think about the things that you need to do. Make yourself a priority. Sit and really identify who and what you say you are. And then you can start working on these things, because you need to start being, start making yourself a priority. Prioritize yourself over material things. Prioritize yourself over being somebody's wife, girlfriend, husband, boyfriend, whatever. Prioritize yourself, because you can't be any of that greatly until you, as a person at your core, are solid within yourself. And you can't be overly greedy and wanting more and more and more until you work on some things. You have to work on some things, and that's just the God's honest truth. And then be willing to allow people to come in to help. Sometimes you're going to need some help. And people come into our lives for reasons and seasons. You'll know. But take and not look at everything from a subjective standpoint of like, oh, you're out to purposely get me, or you're using me. People, you're supposed to pay attention to the lesson. What are you learning? Excuse me. What are you learning? King of Swords. What are we learning? Are we going into this mentally, emotionally, or logically? What are we doing? I do think, as we're moving forward within these times, you're going to be forced to be in predicaments and situations that's going to cause you to pretty much light a fire under your ass. You've lost your passion for life. So my thing is, when do you get it back? When do you feel fulfilled? What causes you to feel fulfilled? You don't know the answer to that. Go meditate on it and ask whoever it is you pray to, whoever it is you follow. If you don't, ask yourself, what do I need in order to feel fulfilled? What do I need to do? Guide me. Don't beg, just guide me. Thank you. Two of Wands. Exploration of the self. Exploration of the self. You don't even know who you are, because you've put, remember, we're talking about value here. Your value is in relation to who and what you can do for people. Or what you can do for people, I should say. You have to think about being comfortable versus like the new side. So remember, I was saying, the fear of the unknown over here. So the thing is, we find comfort in trauma. It's familiar, but you don't know the other side. And sometimes I think we say we want it, but we're so terrified of it because we just don't know. And we don't want to be on a high streak for so long and then it gets crumbled down. So it's kind of like, let me fuck this up. Let me sabotage this before you have an opportunity to screw me. But the only thing that's going to screw you is the thoughts and beliefs that you hold about that particular thing, situation, person. That doesn't matter. That's the only thing that's going to fuck it up. Remember, the only thing that's really the bottom denominator of all this is you. You stand at the bottom of all of this. You're in the mix of all of this. People cannot exist in your awareness without you. So are you going to choose? There's a lot of choices here. Choose between being comfortable in that trauma, or do you want to take this new adventure to find out what happiness is supposed to look like for you and then claim greatness over your life? You need to make a choice. What do you want to do? So the thing is, you can sit here and dream it, you can think it, you can live it. I mean, you can like dream it and envision it and all of that stuff, or you can actually live this shit. Do you want to be a dreamer, or do you want to live? So I think this is, basically lighting a fire under your own ass, and you have to be a self-starter. Nothing's going to change until you do. You have to take a deep breath and really just trust yourself. Because yes, I get it. Any change that's different and from the norm, it can be scary, and I'm not gonna lie. But the thing is, we're afraid of the unknown. But you don't know what's on the other side of that. And how do you get there? It's by learning to trust yourself, learning to trust your judgment. But it's also about changing your thoughts. Start knowing that good things can happen to you. Light some fire under your ass and get to work. Queen of Pentacles. I love it. I love it. Oh, I love it. I think that, when she shows up, it's just like, this is take control 1,000% for me. Because she's saying, listen here, this is what it's going to be. This is how it's going to be. This is what I need. This is what I want. But the other part of this is that healer. You see, she is surrounded by nature. She is comfortable. She has her eyes closed. She's trusting that nothing is going to happen to her. She has the security, because I'm looking at this red as security. This pillow behind her. This is being kind and nurturing to yourself. Earth energy. This is, it's kind of like, it's just that reminder to, you have to step into abundance. But abundance is not only financial. This is, emotional abundance, spiritual abundance, financial abundance. Step into that and own it. You have to trust that you are safe. This is where the groundedness comes in at. Because with that Page of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles that sits there, she's not really steady, but this Queen is. She's getting there, but the Queen sits high and she's like, listen, I got this. Connect with nature, whatever that may mean for you. And even if that means putting some plants in your house, walking barefoot in the grass, just doing things differently. I don't know how this came out. I'm just going to go with this. Getting back to you. Stop taking life so extra, like overly serious. You didn't get to do certain things as a child. Go do it now. You can do whatever you want. Go buy that coloring book. It's okay. Go get those stickers. It's okay. Lisa Frank. Go buy it. You know why? Because you got money now. Go buy it. Have a Lisa Frank party if you want to. Do that thing that you wanted to do. Whatever that means. You want to go dancing in the rain? Go dance in the rain. You want to go run through the not the forest. I watch too much TV. You want to go run through the grass? Go run through the grass. You want to go outside and jump double dutch? Go jump double dutch. You want to go play basketball? Go play basketball. Go do whatever makes your fucking heart content. Guess what? You want to eat ice cream for breakfast? Do that. Do what makes you happy without the judgment of any and everything else. I don't give a damn. Okay, anybody say eating ice cream every day. But guess what? If you wanted to, you could. Go love on that inner child. Go love on it. Because at the moment, you're so disconnected because it's work, 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 work. School, 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 school. I'm tired. Take a break. You don't have to overexert yourself. You really don't. Become a master of you. This is a disconnect. Become a master of you. Because guess what? You got to live with you. I ain't got to live with you. You got to live with you. Learn who you are. What do you like? And you may find that the things you thought you like, you really don't like. Do you like them because you like them, or you like them because somebody else told you to like them? Or you're trying to like things that other people like so you can fit in? Or the other side of this is you're burnt out. Again, we come back to feeling like I'm overwhelmed, I'm tired. This is that burnout, which we go back here though. Go do the things that make you feel like you're living. Go do that. Go have a ball with that. You're not too inexperienced. You got this. It's gonna be okay. I'm not trying to make this video too long. We're coming up on 40 minutes. I'm not editing this at all. So we back here, sit in that solitude, and this is not to isolate for depression. This is to isolate to get to know who you are. This is to isolate to figure out what it is you want and need. This is isolating with keeping your fucking mouth shut. This is to isolate to stop talking about bad experiences with people, because guess what? They're not going to do anything but project their bad experiences back, and that's not what you want. It's not what you want. That doesn't help. That literally defeats the purpose. Stop talking to your friends about what's going on wrong in your relationship, because guess what? Regardless of what side of the fence they're on, it's never in that moment going to be right for you. Stop talking to them. I don't give a damn, because everybody's going to have an opinion. And the thing is, people say things out of care and concern. But again, everything can change. This includes our mates. If you can change, they can change. I hate that people who stay the same, they don't change. No, the fuck they don't. You getting what people give you because that's who you are. If you're operating out of lack and neglect and fear and frustration, that's what you're going to continue to get. I don't give a damn who you meet. It's not until you change you. Because guess what? Let's just say you do meet that person, that perfect quote-unquote person. If you're continuing to live in any type of frustration, fear, or neglect, you're going to push that person away. Because if it's not something that they would normally do on their own, you're just naturally going to push them away. If they're naturally a good person and they're not out to get you, you're going to find a way to push them out of your circle, because everything is going to be negative, and they're not going to want to deal with it. Nobody wants to be around it. If you're always negative about every single thing, who the hell wants to be around it? I sure wouldn't. And it's not to say cut people off with this hermit card, but just, you got to be mindful of who you're talking to, who you sharing your business with, especially when it comes to interpersonal relationships. And this is what I like to say, especially in my personal life, and this is what I see for a lot of people. You mad at your mate, and you go tell the people that you care about and the people that care about you that you mad at your mate, but in 2 days you over it. You like, let it go. This is the reason you need to stop talking to them people, because it do come off full circle. You do get that happy ending. And I definitely see more weddings coming up. I definitely see more friendships. I definitely see trips, vacations. I see people genuinely getting along, but that's because they did the work. And I don't know how long this is going to take for any of us. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The option right now that you have is to choose. What are you choosing in this moment? What are you going to do? You can't give up on yourself. And if you choose to, that's absolutely your prerogative. If you feel like it's too hard and you feel like life is, it's just going, you want to let it free flow through you, then that's your prerogative. I personally don't think that's a good idea, because that means you're going to let anything happen to you. And you're going to tolerate and accept anything, and you'll never be happy. So until you decide, no, this is what I want, this is how it's going to be, and I'm not stopping until I get those things, that feeling, that knowing, and fuck the material shit, fuck the relationship. You need to work on owning on telling yourself and beating it into your head, however it means. Like, no, this is not the life that I choose to experience. This is. And I don't give a damn how much your ego tries to creep up and tell you that no, this person's out to get you, or no, they're lying to you, or no, you stop it. You fucking stop it. Let's go into this oracle. And I'm trying not to bend these cards. This is the Everyday Witch Oracle, so let's just see what we got. 45 minutes. Give love. Give love. That's self-explanatory, but let's read it. Don't get no clearer than that. But this is giving love to yourself, you know. It's a wonderful thing to be loved. We all want to feel love in our lives. That feeling of warmth and comfort that comes from the knowledge that someone out there is sending love in our direction. But don't forget that love is the street that goes in two directions. As much as you need and want to be loved, others need it, want it too. Love is so remarkable. The more you give, the more you have to give. If you allow your heart to be filled with love for others, whether that love is romantic or familial, the affection between friends, the love you feel for a beloved animal companion, or even the love for God or goddesses, that sense of warmth and joy will overflow like a river. You can give love to those that you don't even know. Send unconditional love out to the homeless man you pass on the street, or the woman who smiles at you in the store. You don't have to say anything necessarily. Just open your heart and send love out. Of course, if you're giving love to those that you know, you can say it out loud, write it in a card, or just express it with a kind hug or some kind words. Sometimes you will give love back. Sometimes you won't, but that doesn't mean it isn't worth doing. And so in terms of tarot, this card is telling you to open your heart. Maybe somebody has been offering to love you, but you haven't taken the time and energy to make sure that they know you love them too. But I also will say this goes back to the self. Are you loving on you? Are you giving yourself the adequate and the necessary love that you've required? Probably not. Because self-love starts within. I told you, what are you saying, thinking, and feeling about yourself? That's where the love starts. You can't love yourself if you're constantly putting yourself down. You can't love yourself if you're constantly telling yourself you're not good enough. You can't love yourself if you're constantly thinking that, oh, bad shit is always happening to me. That's where the love is. Don't wait until tomorrow to give love. Are you giving it to yourself now? Focus on that. Focus on what that means to and for you. One more. Ooh, this was a deep one. Grounding center. We're going back to grounding. You got to center yourself. This is coming back into who you are. Letting go of all of the worldly possessions and thinking about what it is you want and need out of life. I might need to do something with these cards. Because whoever wrote the book for this. But I just, from an intuitive standpoint, you know, this is definitely an earth card. I will say that with grounding yourself is getting connected. You know, connect with your higher self, connect with your spirit guides, connect with God, whoever it is you believe in. Focusing on what matters most to you. Because at the end of the day, the world is full of distractions, you know, and sometimes you have to pull back from that. Turn off the phone, turn off the TV, go read a book that's more inspirational. I'm not saying you got to dive into a shit ton of self-help books, but read or dive yourself into things that are, more beneficial than harmful. And for all my true crime people, lay off of it for a while. Because you're doing nothing but inviting negative energy. And do you ever notice how that shit will literally drain you? watching ID channel all day is not, baby, it's not helping. It's not helping. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. It's not helping. Being involved with all of these celebrities drama, it's not helping. Step away from them distractions. Center yourself so that you can stand strong and rooted no matter what you face. Grounding is good preparation for magical work, but it also helps us if we're facing any challenging situations or even getting ready to leave the house and dealing with daily life. You can meditate. You can walk in the grass. You can consume, earthly foods, things that come from the earth. Pray over your foods. Yoga, meditation, it doesn't matter. Go fucking hug a tree for all I care. Deep breathing. Just remember that this is about you. It's that disconnect from the world and just focusing on you and centering yourself so that you can be okay. So with that, guys, I will say you're going to get through this. I'm going to get through this. We going to get through this, because unfortunately we do have to experience whatever it is we're experiencing, but it doesn't have to be negative. It doesn't have to be a shit show. It doesn't have to be a whirlwind of emotions all the time, but we got to get there. And I'm not saying life is going to be peaches and creams after you've done the work. You're just going to know how to deal with situations 1,000 times better because you did the work. Remember, perspective is everything. And I'm going to leave you with this. Let's just say you're on your way to go to work. For whatever reason, you can't find your car keys. It's been 30 minutes now. You call your job. Hey, can't find my car keys. I lost them, whoop-de-whoop. Hour later, still can't find your car keys. After about an hour and a half, 2 hours, you found your car keys. And they were in some place that you're like, what the fuck? How did they even get here? You don't remember putting them there. You know you put them in a particular place. Then you find out on your way to work, you just avoided a car crash that you could have possibly been involved in. So would you have rather been rushing to get to a job that, yes, I get it, it pays the bills, or would you have rathered your life? In that moment, you were just spared because it just wasn't for you. Sometimes we got to slow down and change the perspective. Sometimes we lose things and it's like, damn, I'm in a rush. It's to slow you down. Slow you down because you're moving too fast, you're thinking too fast, and you're not really just taking in the moment. Everything doesn't have to be attached to a negative connotation. It doesn't. But what you need to do is just shift your perspective. Everything ain't fucking bad. And even if seemingly bad things happen, what could you have gotten out of it? What is the perspective? Shift the perspective from looking at it from a half empty. Look at it from a half full perspective. And I promise you things will get better because you have to make that a habit. And with that, I will say thank you for watching this video. I apologize for the longevity. I probably will not be doing a collective for this week. I'm not sure yet. We will see. But again, thank you. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I appreciate you all for watching and just allowing me this moment. Okay? Have a great week, everybody.